The night was quiet, too quiet, the kind of silence that feels heavy, like something is about to change forever. A young man jolts awake, his chest rising and falling, his eyes wide with fear and wonder. This was not just a dream. It felt real, too real. He saw them again, standing before him, bowing, not strangers, not kings, his own family. And that was the beginning of everything. His name was Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob, favored, chosen, set apart, and everyone could see it, especially his brothers. That robe he wore, it wasn't just clothing, it was a message. You are different. You are loved more. And in a house full of sons, that kind of love creates something dangerous, jealousy. One morning, Joseph couldn't keep it to himself. He gathered his brothers. Excited, unaware, he spoke. I had a dream. We were in the field, binding sheaves of grain, and suddenly my sheaf stood upright, and yours gathered around, and bowed down. Everyone was silent. Then they became angry. Do you think you will rule over us? That was the moment, the exact moment. Love turned into hatred. Not small hatred, not quiet resentment. This was deep, burning, dangerous. And Joseph still didn't understand. It happened again. Another dream, even bigger, even more impossible. The sun, the moon, and 11 stars. They bowed down to me. Even his father, Jacob, was troubled, not angry, but concerned, because now this didn't feel like imagination. It felt like prophecy. Days later, Joseph was sent to check on his brothers. He walked toward them, unaware that they were already watching him. From a distance, "Here comes the dreamer," they whispered. And in that moment, a decision was made, not just to silence him, but to erase him. They grabbed him, suddenly, violently. No warning, no hesitation. Hands from every side, pulling, forcing him down. He didn't understand. Not yet. Not until he saw their faces. Cold, unfamiliar, filled with something he had never seen before. Hatred. They ripped the robe from his body. That robe, the one his father gave him. The one that marked him as chosen, as loved, as different. Now it was just fabric in their hands. Torn, meaningless. They stripped him of everything. Of identity, of honor, of safety, of belonging, of family. He cried out, "Please stop." His voice cracked, desperate, breaking, echoing across the empty land. They dragged him. They threw him into the pit. No warning, no second thought, just silence. As his body disappeared into darkness, they were gone. Above him, their shadows moved, their voices distant, unaffected, as if nothing had happened, as if he meant nothing. He looked up, reaching, clawing at the dirt walls. "Please, don't leave me here," he said, but no one answered. And just like that, the dreamer was alone, not in a field, not in a dream, but in darkness. And in that moment, the dreamer was forgotten. Then came the sound, faint at first, barely noticeable, the low groan of wood, the soft rhythm of footsteps, and the distant echo of camels. Traitors, opportunity, not to save him, but to profit from him. They sold their own brother for silver. And as he was dragged away, bound in chains, he looked back, hoping someone would change their mind. No one did. He got taken away. Joseph arrived in Egypt, a land of power, of gods, of kings, and he was nothing. No family, no name, no future, just a slave. But something was different about him. Even in chains, he carried something unseen. Favor, wisdom, integrity. And slowly, he began to rise. Trust was given. Responsibility followed. He was no longer just a slave. He was trusted, respected. Then one day, it all collapsed. A lie, a conspiracy against him, a false accusation. There was no trial, no defense, no justice. Just like that, Joseph was thrown into prison. Again, he lost everything. This time, there was no pit to climb out of, no hope in sight, just walls, chains, and silence. But even here, The dreams did not leave him. Two prisoners in the cell had troubling dreams they couldn't understand. They asked Joseph to explain them. After listening carefully, Joseph told them the meaning. One man would be restored to his position in 3 days. The other would lose his life. 3 days later, everything happened exactly as Joseph said. One man was set free. The other was executed. This proved that Joseph's ability to interpret dreams was real. But even after helping them, he was still forgotten. Years passed. Then one night, the king of Egypt, Pharaoh, had a dream. Strange dreams, disturbing dreams. No one could explain them. Not the wise men, not the magicians. No one. Then suddenly, a memory, a forgotten name. Joseph, the prisoner, the dreamer. In a single moment, everything changed. From prison to palace, from forgotten to chosen. Joseph spoke with calm authority as he interpreted the dream. 7 years of abundance, he said. 7 years of famine. A warning, a plan, a future revealed. Pharaoh made a decision, a shocking one. He placed Joseph in power, second in command, over all Egypt. The dreamer had risen. Then it came, just as he said, the famine, and it spread across nations, across lands, even to the place Joseph once called home. People from across the nations, across the lands, came to Egypt, even his brothers, desperate, hungry, broken. And when they stood before him, they bowed, just like the dream. The brothers didn't recognize him, but he recognized them. Every face, every memory, every moment of betrayal. Joseph could no longer hold back his emotions. He revealed his identity to his brothers, saying, "I am Joseph, the one you sold." His brothers were terrified, expecting punishment for what they had done. But instead of taking revenge, Joseph chose to forgive them. He told them that although they meant harm, God used it for good, and everything that happened led to this moment. Sometimes, the dream will cost you everything. Sometimes, the people closest to you will be the ones who break you. But if you hold on, if you endure, if you believe, the same dream they laughed at will become the moment they bow to. And when that day comes, you will have a choice: revenge or forgiveness. Joseph chose forgiveness. What will you choose? Leave your answer in the comment section. If you believe God can turn pain into purpose, like this video and subscribe for more powerful stories. Because stories like this aren't just meant to be watched, they're meant to be remembered.